Okay, let me make sure I'm recording. Let me make sure the sound is good. Okay, so we'll start. Okay. Hey, you guys, welcome to a brand new class, Virtual Assistant Masterclass and Training. Okay, and I want to walk out over here. I'm just making sure the camera's getting me over here. So we're really going to drill down because we're going to start the 4-month social media training push. Okay, I'm going to encourage you guys to join. So what we're doing is there's 4 months left of the year. Okay. I have always worked really, really hard over the holidays to make my presence available. People spend a lot of time on their phones during the holidays because you have the downtime. And I want people to be seeing me constantly. So when the holidays are over and the dust has settled, who are they calling to buy and sell a house? Me. They've seen and I have fun. I'm not talking about work constantly, because you want to show people what you're doing. You don't want to sell them on what you're doing. Nobody wants to be sold, right? They want you to show them how fun it would be to buy and sell with you, okay? And how knowledgeable that you guys are, okay? So having a constant social media platform is inundating, okay? So we're kind of going to go through my story, how I did it before virtual assistants were invented. They might have been invented, but I think you got them off Fiverr. You got them off, what are the other platforms? Remember that? You'd find people, edit this one YouTube video for $100 or $150, or a little tiny YouTube thumbnail for $18, right? Technology is here. You can do it yourself, but do you have the time to do everything? Oh, and be a good parent, and be a good spouse, and clean your house, and okay. And I like to start by saying, I don't know your guys' lives, okay? Because I even have this single older gentleman who's in the social collective. And he's like, I waste time all day, every day because I do not have a wife or animals or kids in the house. I have no schedule. So I'm terrible at actually producing. And I always feel like I have one child left at home. He's in high school. We're not talking babies, he can feed himself, But it's I always feel like, when you're a mom, my point is that, gaining the time back to go and actually be present and have fun and do our job. Our job is actually not social media. We're all realtors in here, right? But I have business owners that own nail salons. I have gentlemen that own, mechanic wrap, car places that wrap your cars. I've got art academies. I've got business owners. And so that's our job, is to do our actual job, is the business. But unfortunately, social media is free. Okay. It's free. So you should be using it. I don't spend money on Facebook ads, and I don't spend money. I don't boost posts, nada. Social media is free. It's just how you connect with people, okay? And so, but our actual job should be selling real estate. That's where we actually make money, right? So we want to be on the top of everybody's mind. And you know what? Just kind of these days, any days, I don't like to say now after the NAR thing, but they are looking at you. They're searching. It's like dating, okay? When's the last time anybody in here has dated? Never. I got married I was a child, right? But let's say you're going to go on a blind date. What's the first thing you think you would do in this day and age? I'm going to look him up on Facebook and Instagram. I'm going to Google him. And, what do you think people are doing for you? Even if you got referred by a friend, or it might be your neighbor, maybe. I want to see how good they are and how much they sell, which is kind of rude. Do you know what I'm saying? But this is your calling card. This is your resume. So we're going to talk about it. All right. So let's kind of go down. If you guys want to scan this code, you can tell me where it goes. I believe it goes to my link in my bio on Instagram. So this is one of the most powerful tools. Monica, tell me if it goes there. It should go to the link in my bio on Instagram. But the link in the bio is one of the most powerful tools that you can have. Okay. So before I start talking, we're going to talk about the 4 main platforms, which is Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, okay? Facebook is all the way over here. Facebook is great, okay? So I want you to look at that link in the bio, okay? That link in the bio goes to all the selling platforms. Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok is built to sell, okay? Facebook is not. Can you put a link in the bio? Do you know what I'm saying? So Facebook is actually connecting on a real level. I want to see your kids, your family, your friends, you having fun. That's why we call it the F platform. It is Facebook. The only thing you should be posting is all the Fs: family, friends, food, fun, furry friends. I did not say business ever, okay? You're showing them. These are your posts this way, because you're connecting. You want people to be like, oh my gosh, you know, you're a family woman, you enjoy hiking, you love Disneyland, you know, all the things. I connect with people. But in my stories, obviously, you know, I'm showing houses I'm selling, we're doing walkthroughs, like, you know, here's what's happening at the appraisal. But am I selling you on it or showing you what I'm doing? Yeah, so like, oh, she's a kick-butt real estate agent. She's not selling me on it. She looks fun to work with, because I'm not like, hey, you guys, so if you want to buy or sell a house. Oh, that is not Facebook. Okay, so Facebook is designed to have human interaction. Okay, so over here, you've got the other 3 platforms, Go Crazy Selling. So that link in the bio that this takes you to, that's the same link in the bio on my selling platforms, those 3 platforms, same one. So after all my videos, after whatever I'm doing, hey, want to work with me directly, click on the link in the bio, okay? Fill out that real estate form, link in the bio, and if you actually see, it gives them so much more information. Because I sell social media platform, I sell you virtual assistants, I even have an Amazon store for you guys to click on and find every single thing, because I'm really cheap. Let's get that out of the way, okay? I don't like to spend my money on shiny objects all day, every day if it's not gonna work. Like these little, what do you call these? My brain is fried. It's only Wednesday. Monica, what are these called? Tripods. Yeah, these tripods, these are like, you know, $15, okay? That camera was about a couple $100. These microphones that I'm wearing, they're only $29.99. This is everything that you can fit in your purse to go about your day and just to film your content, okay? So I'm not here to sell you really expensive products at all. There's really cool cameras out there, really neat ones, like $700 that I want to buy. But I want to show you guys how you can do this with, like, you know, very, very small investment, because we've got a lot of fees and bills and all the things, right? So even when we start talking about all the different apps I use, again, I'm really, really frugal. I'm only going to buy that app if I'm ready to, okay? Like, I'm 46. I like all the filters. I use all the filters. I'm going to pay for that every single month. It's happening, okay? It makes me feel good, all right? Now, when I want to make or my virtual assistant wants to make those little thumbnail prints, you know, for YouTube, happens in seconds. I pay $15.99 per month for that app. But I make YouTubes all day, every day. So that pays itself off for me. Okay. So what are you doing, Lonnie? Hi. Okay. So I had to actually look this up. I used to tell people, I remember when Facebook was born. I remember what I was wearing, where I was sitting, and how it affected me. Okay. So it is 20 years old. 20 years old. It was invented in 2003 and it became live in 2004. To be perfectly honest, February of 2004. I don't like football, but I always sit and watch the Super Bowl with my husband for the commercials, right? I saw a Doritos commercial and it was like Doritos.com/Facebook. I said, what? I'm bored at Super Bowl. And I go, what's that? What is that? And so I started diving into Facebook and what is Facebook? Immediately got on there, immediately started seeing the value, because we've always owned our own businesses. Our family owns businesses in town. We have a giant wedding venue. We have a ranch, animal rescue ranch, where we rescue animals and have birthday parties and stuff like that. We had a production company, and so I ran this wedding venue for 22 years. And I was like, this is kind of cool, right? Oh my gosh, I can have a business page. So I really started researching it to the ends of the earth, no matter what I could find, you know, because Facebook was so new. I'm never dated, so I didn't have a MySpace. Do you guys remember that? I think it was like dating. Like, look, yeah, and I'm here to tell you guys, like, I was born in 1977, okay? We had no technology. I did not grow up with technology, so you guys can't look at me and be like, oh, she grew up with this. She knows, I had to teach myself at an older age. So, I ask young people all the time, but I actually am better than them because I research. I don't do it for fun. I do it for a purpose, right? Okay, so Facebook, I've been doing Facebook for 20 years, so I know a thing or two about a thing or two, right? And I got a little coach about 7 years ago, and he had different ways of thinking. So I kind of, picked and choose, and I was like, that's working. This isn't working. So I'm in the algorithm all the time. My Instagram has lower viewers or followers, maybe around 5,200, not 500,000, not 55,000, okay? But my views are millions, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. So Meta actually calls me every other week now. We have a conversation because they're like, how are you doing this? You don't have 7 billion followers. And I refuse to buy followers. I want it to be organic because I can tell when you bought followers, right? I can show you how to tell. I'm like, oh, she must be a really great real estate agent, like 65,000 followers. I'll pop over to her reels, hundreds of views, hundreds. Oh, you bought all your followers, right? So I kind of know what I'm talking about because I've been doing this for 20 years, okay? But oh, what's that?
I didn't know if you can do
Get that many views?
that.
Oh, definitely. Now, when we move into TikTok, that's the one time I'll tell you to buy followers, but it's for a severe reason. You have to have over 1,000 followers to put your link in the bio, right? And that's what I want. I don't need just 2 people seeing my stupid, videos, right? And so I bought 1,200 followers for $12, right? But you have to keep it up. You have to keep doing your posting. Otherwise, they fall away. They're fake. They're like bots, right? But once you keep it going, then people start following you, and then it becomes real. So that's the one and only time I will tell you to buy followers. It's literally $12, $15, okay? Then you can put your link in the bio. Otherwise, you're just a sitting duck on TikTok, right? So I'll always tell you the truth, okay? So, okay, yeah, social media was free. And I've had a lot of aha moments in my life as different platforms were invented. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't tell you how mad I was when the stories came out. What do you mean it disappears in 24 hours? Why am I doing all this work when it disappears for 24 hours? I had a young staff at the time at the wedding venue, right? They're like, oh, it's so fun. They're like, 16, 17, 18 to 22 years old. And they're like, see, it's so fun and it's entertaining. And I was like, did some research. Oh, this is the new way because my kids played video games. It's the hummingbird brain. We need to be entertained faster, okay? We're not in the 80s anymore, or the 70s, or none of that, right? When we'd wait a whole week to watch a new show, right? Remember that, right? Remember TV Guide, right? I remember that, okay? Saturday morning cartoons, this is me, okay? So, social media is absolutely free. So I realized, if you keep them engaged and entertained at all times, talking about a wedding venue, I could put up one post, one picture, one video, even a collage. It's not the same as like, let's say you're planning a wedding and you want to get married at my space, looking at a whole wedding as it's going on, So that's all I did, we do the weddings and I would just sit there and just go, go, go. Snapchat, all the things, right? Okay. So, I have managed, at least 3 businesses, and people would hire me on the side to do their businesses. I did wedding dress stores, I did photographers, and they would send me their information. They pay me to do it. I'm too valuable for that now. You guys can do it, or virtual assistants are now born, right? People ask me all the time, how much would it be to have you manage my account? I'm like, oh no, honey, $7 million. No, I'm gonna teach you how to do it. I like to teach people how to fish rather than give you a fish, okay? Because that's easy, hiring it out. And listen, I can do literally everything on every single one of my platforms, but you ask me, you're like, how do you edit your YouTubes? I don't have to. I pay somebody $4 an hour to do this now. So I'm actually gaining my time. I'm more valuable, like actually showing homes or doing an open house or, being at a football game with my kid, right? So you really, people are like, work-life balance, can you do it? No. With a VA? Yeah, kind of, right? We'll talk about what a bad mom I was. So yeah. So basically, I got burned out. I had a midlife crisis. I did not want to do weddings anymore. I was sick of weddings, 25 years. And when Pinterest was born, I was like, I'm out. I can't anymore, right? People are coming up with these, these beautiful like photos of like a wedding arch and flowers. And I'm like, are you a Kardashian? That is $10,000. And I was sick of breaking people's hearts, because the exposure these days, we got to taper that down. I don't know if you've got like kids or grandkids or crazy friends, it's like this FOMO is out of control. It's insane, right? I go to Disney and I'm like, I'm gonna be an influencer. I'm like, let me just enjoy the day. Just enjoy the day, even though I'll be like, okay, take a video. That's a whole different story, right? I'm a totally Disney freak. So I left actually when COVID hit. So it was the perfect storm for me. But I knew I wanted to be out. I had my license for about 1.5 years. I knew I wanted to go out, but then COVID happened. So I had trained my sister and my staff and my best friend and everybody there. And so it was a perfect exit for me. But I kind of walked away with $0, like had a little bit of savings, right? And now it's COVID. Now nobody knows what we're doing. Like we were essential, but nobody knew what we were doing, right? So perfect storm, I was like, we were essential. So I was like, well, I'm gonna go to vacant houses alone, and just take videos. Like it looked like I was popping. you know? And when you're slow, that's what we should be doing, you know, being out there. Like if you're slow, don't go to Ross. I want to go to Ross, right? No, we have to do our job, okay? If you don't have a couple days worth of content, you have to do it, okay? So, I mean, $0. So we're talking, I have a huge mortgage. I've got, you know, a kid in college, all the things. Do live or die, sink or swim, right? So here's how it happened. So I got on every single platform because I really wasn't on, I didn't do TikTok the year of COVID. I did TikTok the next year because I was making fun of people that are doing TikTok because I'm in my 40s, okay? I'm not doing this dance thing. Okay, we'll get there, right? So I realized just by doing it constantly and wrote out an entire plan, this is actually how like the business was grown. So when we start getting to like, you know, September, November, like I'm selling, I think I sold like 46 houses the next year. And I sold like 18 houses at the end of COVID because people were watching me, they felt safe with me, and they were ready to go, right? I mean, it was easy the year after COVID. Let's be clear. Everybody could sell 50 houses. It was easy, right? But I was at the top of the mind. People were calling me. I didn't know before. And that wouldn't have happened unless I was on social media. I rarely sell to my sphere of influence. You know, it's just now coming. Like I'll have a bride from like 18 years ago actually call me, hey, I'm moving to Cedar City. Can you sell my house here and find me an agent up there? Yeah, we have that connection. But if I wouldn't have loved on her and said happy birthday and your kids are so cute and sent her Christmas cards, it doesn't happen, right? So anyway, yeah, let's move forward. Okay, but I do want to talk about TikTok. So my daughter was like, you need to be on TikTok, Mom, you're silly, you can do it. And I was like, I ain't doing it. But you know what? I will do regular videos. So I would go, okay, I like half-acre non-HOA properties is kind of where I live. You know, horse properties, kind of where I live. So I'm like, okay, we're looking at this house, like it's $500,000, we have half an acre. No big deal, right? Oh, let's walk through the house. Not even my face, no big deal, right? Thousands of views. I'm all, what's happening here? I'm okay on camera. So I found a filter. Okay, so let's go through this house. What do you think about this ugly fridge? Oh my God, whatever it was, right? Because I'm not doing those dances. I'm not doing those trends. I'm not doing the things. Like I'm just gonna live my life, right? So I've only been doing it for 3 months, and I go to a huge convention in Dallas. It was a real estate convention with Tony Robbins. So we're talking like 7,000 people. So many people, right? Like the Gaylord. Okay, so I'm just at lunch getting off an elevator with my girlfriend, and a whole like 4 or 5 of you girls like ran up to me and they're like, oh my God, are you the redhead realtor in Vegas? I'm all, what? Yeah. Like, we love your videos. You're so funny on camera. Because I don't care. I'm all, well, my hair will be blowing in the wind. Like, I don't get it to where it's glossy. I don't like make it perfect. I'm all, this is who I am. Okay. I don't like those Insta models. I'm not that. Right. And they're like, I go, whoa, wait. They're like, oh my God, that one was so funny. You know, and the wind was just going crazy and your signs blowing. And I was like, yeah, that wasn't on purpose. I was just real. Right. And I was like, where are you guys from? You know, okay, Atlanta, New Jersey. What? You're from Texas. You're from California. So wait, if you guys had somebody moving to Vegas, and sorry, we live in Vegas, by the way, you guys, like the coolest city, like on the planet, right? Would you call me? They're like, yeah, I'm all, whew. And I only had 17 followers on TikTok. 17. It's not how many followers you have, it's who can see you. What? That blew my mind because I didn't understand. It didn't click because Facebook kind of locked into your followers, okay? So what you post and what's on your stories, your followers, your friends can only see. Now, if you post a video and you do it on Reels, that's their way of pushing it out. But Facebook isn't to sell. Facebook is just engaging, okay? That's why I still get most of my money on Facebook because I'm not selling you nothing. We're just having a good time, right? So anyway, that was like my mind-blowing things. And so if you don't think something's going to work, because I track everything. So with that link in the bio that comes from TikTok, YouTube, or Instagram, when it gets to my mailbox, because it just goes to my email, they fill out a form. Did I create that? No, my virtual assistant did. Okay, no. Sure, if I researched it and took like 8 hours, I could figure it out, but she did it in like an hour, right? Okay, so we'll go here. So it actually says it came from TikTok, came from YouTube, came from Instagram. Who is this person? I'll go, I'm not even following them, you know, so I can literally track where it's coming from. So it's actually really cool. So do I farm? No. Do I send postcards? No. Do I send real cards to real people? Yes. Past clients? Yes. Right? It's kind of like old school, but this is just kind of amazing. So, I mean, I was really failing as a mom but they know because I was like, you guys, we have savings, but we're poor. Okay. We look like we're not, but we are. Okay. I was like, so you guys are on your own. They were older. I didn't have babies. I didn't ignore babies, but I was like, you guys need to, my husband's a great mom. I always say that. I married a great woman. Everybody's like, are you gay? And I'm all, no, he's just very maternal. But I was like, you guys really need to deal with yourselves. Like, I'm going to be peace out. So I wake up at 4 a.m. I actually wake up at 3:45 a.m. Okay. Because you can do the research, all the millionaires and billionaires and successful people, they get up early. That's how come they can get on the golf course by 1 o'clock. Did you ever think about that? Right? Because we've been up so early, we're cleaning out emails. So this is what I would do by myself. I get up, clean out my emails, post on everything. I'm liking, commenting, sending birthday videos, doing the DMs. And then during the day, I know how to do more that I can teach you. I have classes all the time and it's in the portal. Okay. And I kept adding because now there's Instagram, pretty good at Instagram from the business, right? But now we're going to go to TikTok. How was the new? Now we're going to go to YouTube. That's a whole nother ball of wax, right? So then I come home and I'd be like, okay, you guys, you're on your own. And I would sit on the couch. They would watch their shows and I would literally comment, like, love, email, send them DMs, like, love, share, connect. It was literally more than 40 hours a week, literally more, because during the day, I'm actually having clients and everything. So I got a crazy email and it was like, come to Dallas, learn what a virtual assistant is. And they're calling me and they're like, we'll give you a free hotel room. You just have to get here. We'll give you a free hotel room. And I was like, Craig, I don't even know what this is. Are they robots? What's happening? And I was like, free trip to Dallas. Let's go. Let's go. Right? We're crazy. So we get on a plane, we go there, and I'm in like 3 days of this whole convention. I was like, I don't even know what we're talking about. It was great. Motivational speakers, like all the cool stuff that we love. Like, I love cheer camp. I love going to like conventions, right? But I'm kind of the girl that does the notes and actually implements them. Sometimes you'll just take tons of notes and you'll just be like, yeah, that was cool. I felt good. Cheer camp, right? So, but they're like, here at the end, after whining and dining us for 3 days and activities and pool parties, and they're like, we want you to buy a virtual assistant. And so they start talking about it on the last day. And I was like, what? That sounds cool. And we'll get into the bullet points of what they do. And I was like, they're like, it's only $4 an hour. I can do that, right? I can do that. Let me do the math on that. Cause I'm a full-time girl. I don't play around, right? So it's an actual human being. I'm going to hire them full-time. It's only $164 a week. Looked at my husband. I was like, can we cut out Starbucks? Can we eat at home? No date night. Let's do this. Because I know I've built businesses, several businesses. You spend money, you sacrifice to make the money, and then you're good. You got to put in the work and the time, and it hurts. I always tell everybody, and it's not just because you're women, it's for men too. If you want to go and lose 25 pounds, right? You're going to start going to the gym on day one. Are you going to see results? Are you going to see results in 2 weeks? You're going to see results in a month? Maybe. You might be feeling better. Are you going to see results in 3 months? Yes. Okay. What are you going to feel like in a year if you really did it every single day? Right? Amazing. But it sucks. Does it suck? I freaking hate working out. I hate it. Hate it. I'd rather not eat anything. I'm so mad he brought me this cup of 2,000 calories. Right? Okay. So I didn't sign up there. I didn't sign up because at the end, and they're telling you all the magical things that a virtual assistant can do to you, which I have now implemented, every single one of them and more. And they're like, okay, so but here's how much it costs. It's not just $4 an hour, okay? It's $1,000 a month to join our community for a year contract. And I was like, oh, that's $12,000. That's $1,000 plus $164 a week. So I was like, nah, we're gonna leave. We're gonna think about it, right? I was that person. And so I saw them at another convention. It wasn't their convention, but I saw them. And I was like, babe, do you trust me? He's like, I've always trusted you. I'm kind of the front of the house with our businesses, and he's the smart one, actually. He does with the technical stuff. We had our video production and all the things, right? And I was like, we're really going to sacrifice. I was like, I wanted a new car. I'm not going to do it, right? I was like, for a whole year, let's try this. Because in the community, I was like, what do you get for $1,000? They're like, we train your virtual assistants, and you get to come to masterminds around the globe. Well, I'm paying a virtual assistant like $1,500 a month. How am I going to Bali? This is crazy. We've got all this, training and all this stuff. Fine. So I signed it, right? Locked in for a whole year. So I figured after month 3, we were rolling and going, and I'm not going to Bali or flying to Hawaii or like masterminding in Florida. I went to one and it was cool, but I was like, but did I get enough nuggets to, the 3 days? Did I get enough? And I was like, nah, because I'm good, right? So anyway, I was pissed off at about month 3. I was pissed, but I had a whole year contract. They had lawyer stuff, right? So they had just a little loophole. And so I canceled at the end of the year, and me and my girl, we walked, right? They couldn't keep her. I paid her, right? So anyway, so I've had her for 3 years now. So we went on 3 years in June, and I literally have so much time now that we create more stuff. Like I give her more stuff on her own plates. So last year I was the coffee girl. So I like to say, do you guys have hobbies? This is a weird question. Do you guys have hobbies? Something you do every day or every week? For real,
Yeah.
Do you have a hobby? What is it?
I like to go to high school classes, dance, anything that is involved with dance.
Okay.
I love to do it.
Okay, do you have a hobby yet?
And I love it.
Okay, I did have a life coach, and having a hobby was the worst thing because I am a workaholic. My hobby is work. My hobby is making money to survive and go to Disney. Is Disney my hobby? No, Erin, you don't live there. You don't go every day. So I struggle. And I lost a couple deals because people are like, you're too busy, because I never injected any fun into my social media. And he goes, well, you have dogs and kids. Do something with them. Take a break. So I started every morning, like taking videos of me walking my dogs, right? I'm all, people love this, right? I'd be like, yay, football games, or like, but we're involved in the community, So with our ranch foundation, I go over and give information. Hey, you guys, this is free family fun for me. You have to inject some stuff. You have to not be working all the time, which is kind of creepy. So now at this point, I actually have so much time. I'm like, when I just am not feeling it for a day, or I've got a really big busy day, I normally like to post my own stuff on 2 platforms. Like I love Facebook. That's mine. That's where my old lady friends live. This is where my people live. I like to do it, right? So she never has to do it, right? And I have her edit all the Instagram stuff, and I like to post it because I sit outside with the dogs and I like to work. I still love social media. But if I've got a couple days where I'm like, I'm going on a cruise and I don't want to look at my phone, I'm like, post everywhere all the time. And I'm like, yeah, she does it. Amazing. Okay.
So did she come up with all the verbiage and everything too?
Yes. So here's what you guys need to do before you have a virtual assistant is Facebook, you guys are yourselves. You don't need to copy anybody. You can copy my stuff, okay? And I give you tips and tricks because it's hard to come up with a post every single day. Even if I'm telling you friends, furry animals, fun, family, food, sometimes the rotation gets a little stale, if you're like, what? So remember, I've got that app, the free app that I have downloaded that's, holiday today, right? So I'll pop it up and I'll see if there's anything fun. Thank goodness I looked. On Monday was National Dog Day. Okay, so I posted a picture of my dogs. Happy National Dog Day. Show me a picture of yours. I think I got like 75 comments of other people's dogs. Every comment is a warm lead on Facebook. These are people I haven't seen in the algorithm for a very long time. You're kind of only seeing the same like 30 people in a rotation. That's why you're not allowed to be friends with other realtors. Nobody that's going to give you money, you're not allowed to be friends with on social media. Okay, you don't get to celebrate them. No, I'll see you on Instagram. Okay, so I'm loving all their pictures. I'm asking them what their dogs' names are, what kind of dog it is, how are you doing? I'm bopping over. I'm liking all their posts. It's connecting us. I'm sending them DMs. This is where the real work comes in. This is what she does for 8 hours a day now. I post once and she takes care of it. But did I do it? Yes, I did. I have alarms set for 11:45 a.m. and 5:45 p.m. to this day. And when they ring, I will check my Facebook and I'll check all my platforms and I'll comment on comments. Guess what? She only works 5 days a week. This is all me on the weekends, right? So, okay. So people started noticing how crazy my social media was. I'm always selling houses and I do a lot of deals as a regular one-person non-team agent, right? How are you doing this? And I'm like, I love to give it away. I always tell my kids, give it away to have a good day, right? I give away dollars to like people, like I tip people, like I give compliments, and you're going to get it back. That's just, the law of attraction, right? So I'm like, hell yeah, I don't even know you. And guess what? I don't care what brokerage you're from. I am not here to recruit. I do not do that. We are talking about social media. Don't even ask me who I'm with. I don't care. I don't care who you're with. You're happy, right? Yeah, right? So I'll be like, yeah, dude, let's go to coffee, right? So here was my parameters. I'll meet with anybody and be like, yeah, I will totally show you how to do social media before I had anything written down. I'll be like, okay, so let's meet for coffee, but please pick a locally owned coffee shop in town. I don't want to go to Starbucks. Or like if we're having lunch, find a locally owned one. That's my only parameter, right? I'll pay for my own lunch and you don't have to pay for me. So we'd sit and I'd show you how to do a video there, right? And I got so sick of coffee, but I was known that was my hobby. I created a hobby. I created a niche. And so people will still call me and they're like, hey, like I'm in Silverado Ranch. Where's a cool coffee shop? I'm like, do you like classic rock? Yeah. I'm all, okay, go to Classic Coffee. It's over here off of Eastern and Silverado Ranch. You know, so people call me, they know me as like the coffee lady, you know, but the locally owned and everybody has a story, right? I'm not going to Starbucks every single day. So I got so sick of having coffee and repeating myself. And I was like, I'm not even doing my own job. Every time I get a question, I make a video for my clients. Maybe I should do this. And I was driving over the hump to Pahrump one day last year, just in my own thoughts, because you lose service. And I was like, why don't I help people? Like on, you know, I hate to be called a coach. I think it's lame. Everybody's called a coach, but I really have knowledge and I have proof and receipts to give you guys, and I can make you amazing, right? Give it away to start the day. You're going to get it back. Okay. So me and my office manager, I told her last year and I was like, hey, you want to go on an all expenses paid vacation? And she was like, yeah. So I stole her. We went to Green Valley Ranch, locked ourselves into a suite for 3 days. We set up all these cameras and we just knocked it out for 3 days. Every single question we can come up with, shooting it all over to the virtual assistant. She's creating all these videos and taking them, putting them everywhere. It was great, right? So every time you guys have a question or there's a new tip, trick, or trend, especially on Instagram, because Meta calls me, you know, every month. And so you used to post a reel and it was the likes that were getting you pushed out, okay? Then a couple months ago, it was comments. So everybody was using ManyChat. Comment lemon and I'll send you, or you've seen that, right? Comment I'm in and I'll send you, and you get all this stuff, right? Now it's shares. So the more people that share your reel, you're getting more views. So guess what I do? I share it to my own stories. I share it to clients if it has to deal with them. And I'll share it to 15, 20 people, my own family. And I was like, just ignore it. I just want the views, right? So I teach you guys how to get all this stuff done, all right? So every time something new comes up, it is in the training portal. And we do Zooms all the time because I want you guys to be on there and connecting. Like I live here with you guys. You have full access, okay? So yeah, and with Lonnie at Driggs, you know, I was like, I love teaching social media. If you guys will check this out, I don't want to go off camera, but I will. So here's my husband. He is a licensed home inspector. So I'm a smart businesswoman, right? So I was like, Lonnie, I love using Driggs. And I was like, hey, I'll teach social media classes for free if my husband can sponsor, right? So I was teaching free classes just to get him more business, which he's a great home inspector. You should use him. There you go. Okay. So then the social media classes, people wanted to sit with me after class for hours and hours and hours. And I was like, no, I can't, you know, because I'm on to the next thing. I actually have clients after this, right? That's how come the training portal is in there. So that's how all this is born. And so I sat with my virtual assistant. She's so killer, right? She's been with me for 3 years. She gets bored now. Bored. She's so good, right? And so I was like, listen, I have this idea, but I need you to be okay with it, okay? Because she lives in the Philippines. They're all from the Philippines. I know a lot about her, okay? But most people go to college in the Philippines to become a virtual assistant these days. They make more money than becoming a nurse in their country. Okay, so they're ready to go. So most everybody that we find, we send out for their resumes, they're like, they just graduated in marketing. They graduated, I mean, they're incredible, right? Business relations, they're insane, okay? So I said, do you think, you know, because we came from this big company, I said, you know, how would you structure hiring people out? And she was like, okay, all this stuff that we're seeing, do I create any of this? No. She was like, I'll send you a deck. This is called a deck, okay? So when you're doing anything like this, she's like, I'll send you a deck. And it was like 50 pages of like, here's exactly the plan. She was like, and you know, we'll find the lawyers and I'll get their social securities and, you know, we'll all the things and we'll make it like all this stuff. And like, here's how I would, it was incredible. And I was like, okay, you ready to go? So I gave her a big fat $2 raise. Okay. Now we'll talk about the money. Okay. Because if you actually do your research and see like what $4 an hour is in the Philippines, it's incredible. They make about 100 grand a year, like 80 to 100 grand a year, making $4 an hour. They love it. We're not paying them. It's just the translation rate because people are like $4 an hour. That's terrible. No, it's not. It's amazing, right? So I gave her a huge bump and now she trains all of our VAs. She finds them, so she puts out, and let's be clear, it's not always just about social media. Like she owns an art studio in New Jersey and she came to me through a referral and she was like, I'm an artist. I never want to open my computer, look at an email, send out, make the brochures, send them out and get people to class or text them or call them. And I work on this computer program for artists called a Square. I was like a Square? Like the credit card? She's like, no, it's for artists. It's called the Square. And I was like, great, okay. Give me 48 hours. And so we put it out that we're looking for resumes, somebody fluent and proficient in Square, with a heavy assistant background and knowing how, like Canva creative, knowing how to do all the digital marketing and with a great dialect. And it's not rude to say, I don't want somebody that sounds like a foreigner, right? Because they're on a sliding scale. They actually know that, right? Found her the perfect one. We actually found her 4. She got to get on a Zoom and interview 4 and found her best person, which is really cool. Okay. So yeah, that is how that was born. Yes, yeah.
So you help to find a VA?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. So you have to fill out your pain points. I need to know what you need. Some people are like, I refuse to do social media. I don't want anything like that. I need somebody to help me with my taxes. I need somebody to send out, like somebody proficient in CRMs. There's so many different ones. There's KV Core, there's Follow Up Boss. So I'll be like, great, I'll find you somebody. Some people have severe like CRMs. Like they got like tens of thousands of people in there and that's their jam. So we'll find you somebody for that. You don't have to buy anything for social media, but that is just how I don't do CRM. I'm actually not very technical. Like I'm a people person. So this is my jam, right? So people are always like, when do you hire a virtual assistant? So yeah, basically you fill out a pain form. You have to be like an A to Z, 1 to 5. What's your most important thing? So you have to ask yourself these questions. The questions you don't like. What do you need to do that you need to do? What do you want to do, which is something that maybe you shouldn't have a virtual assistant do, right? You're going to keep that on this side of the page. What do you have to do? What do you love to do? What do you hate to do? There's so many things I hate doing, right? So I just want her to do it. So sometimes I just hate posting stories all day long. I'll create the content all day long, but I was like, just handle stories everywhere. Literally, we're talking Instagram stories, Facebook stories, YouTube shorts, TikTok shorts. Not doing it, right? But she'll take the same videos I'm dropping in there and she'll post them everywhere, right? And she does what you asked, all the captions, okay? All the call to actions, all the emojis, the appropriate hashtags. Hashtags are sort of dead, I'm just letting you know, okay? So when you're posting something, never on Facebook. Hashtags don't work on Facebook. When you're posting on Instagram, 3 to 6 about what that reel is, right? Like if I was like, oh yeah, I had like a great coffee at Starbucks, right? Hashtag Starbucks, hashtag great coffee, hashtag Sunday fun day, like only having to do with that. Hashtags, I thought hashtags were dumb at the beginning, right? So, but I always put mine, like I do have Redhead Realtor LV. You don't have to have a brand. One of my brokers made me come up with a brand and I've had red hair my whole life and people made fun of it. So now I embrace it, right? Redhead Realtor. One of my other guys, he loves hiking. That's like his hobby. He's Las Vegas hiking realtor. Cool. That's his brand, okay? So we didn't have tons of money. We had to make super sacrifices, but what they said on stage resonated with me. They're like, even if you were going to hire somebody here in Las Vegas to work side by side with you as an assistant, when do you hire? Do you guys know the answer? When should you hire? When you are slow. When you are slow. So you have the time to train them. Okay. Because if you've got, 15, 30 deals in escrow and you hire somebody, you're like, figure it out. I gotta go. Right. And then there's just going to be contention and resentment because they're like, what the hell? I don't know you, your world, how you want things, how you like your coffee. Like you have to actually set the time, So when people come to me and they already have 8 in escrow, I was like, you got to do me a favor and you got to go lock yourself at the Green Valley Ranch like I did. Get away from the universe and actually sit and make the time to train because, you are a boss and you are training an employee. They come with a lot of knowledge and a lot of instruction from us and constant hand-holding from us, but they got to know you and what's important to you, right? So you got to draw it all out there. Even if you're like, I just want to do social media. Cool. Okay. So we're going to set your expectations and be like, don't have them do all 4 at once, right? Baby steps. You just start going to the gym. Leg day, arm day. What are the other ones? Cardio. I don't work out. You're going to work for a week on this one and, maybe 2 weeks and get it going and then add and then add. And then you guys do understand that you have to create the content, which is not bad. Everybody gets really super scared, but each one is so easy. It's like I tell people, you know, camera's my best friend now, phone's my best friend. I pissed off my family, my friends, especially my kids when I do this all the time. I'm all, hey, okay. I tell my daughter, wear makeup, you know, because I'm always taking a video of you because she's kind of grunge, you know. Everything. I mean, like, if I sat around and just chewed on this remote control, people would love to watch it. It doesn't matter what you're doing. I have it turned on and ready to go every time I go into Chevron. Okay, I'm at Chevron. Hi, Sarah. How are you today? What's new? Okay, cool. This is new drink. I'm going to try it. It doesn't matter. Like, I always have the camera on. So my kids would just get pissed. Mom, stop. He's a teenager, right? Okay, until we got money. Now we can fly first class to Disney World. Now he's like, Mom, get the camera ready. This is for content. I want the new Air Jordans, Mom. Can you buy me those? Mm-hmm. Okay. So you will drive people crazy. But now my friends know, they like get dolled up. They're ready to go. Like when I meet them for coffee, they're like, are you going to take a video? You know? But with respect to your clients are a different animal. Normally they have found me off of social media. I have a client information form that I have them fill out with all their names and dates and birthdays and anniversaries and their favorite colors, their favorite drinks and sports teams and vacations. I want to know them, right? I put all that on my calendar, send them cards and gifts. But it also says, you know, what's your handle? You know, what's your favorite social media? Let's connect. If we're not connected already, how do you want to be contacted? You know, do you love texting? Do you want me to phone call you? Do you love emails? You know, all that sort of a thing. And when we're looking at houses, I'm like, okay, you guys, how you feeling today? Do you want to be on my videos or do you not want to be on my videos? Because they know. They're like, no, I don't know. Look good today. Cool. I'm going to set up in the kitchen like I normally do, showing houses. You guys go, have fun. I'm here. Then I'll just walk through the whole damn house myself, right? Turn it around, all the things, say a couple words, whatever, and then they come back down, business, right? So you never want to take that away from your clients. You know, I've got very high-end clients. We're not doing a goddamn video, not one. I'm doing them elsewhere, right? So then if I have a super client like that, they're uncomfortable, or I have people that are off the grid. They work for the government, they're police officers, they're judges. We're not doing any of that. We're not showing where they're living or where they're looking, right? Be respectful. That's what I got to like drop down into my flat shoes. And I'm going to go and like either redo the house because I know they hated it, right? Or go to a vacant house and I got to do something for that day. Yes.
Emoji heads.
Huh?
Emoji heads.
Emoji ads?
Emoji heads. So I closed with somebody
Oh.
privacy the other day.
Of course.
But the footage was so good, so I decided to put a little emoji head on top of that.
Yeah, as long as you ask, like, hey, is this okay? Because sometimes, you know, they're a little nervous signing all their papers. But if you do it, you know, at a great title company, like it's fun, you know, and they're really into it, pop the champagne, do whatever you want to do. Sometimes it's not a good situation. It's just not, you know, they're pissed that they're getting a divorce or this or this. Dude, don't take a video. Just don't. But I'll be like, hey, I'm walking into Chicago title and we're going to do this. And oh, look at this pretty office. And wow, they're giving away Christmas treats already. Phone down. That was a great signing. I had see, but it wasn't about them and they didn't have to be in the video. So yeah, you always be respectful. Like, I'm annoying as crap, but you know, there's a level of professionalism. So basically, a lot of people get into the virtual assistants and they don't have specific times. Just be like, we kind of started out by saying you can hire them for 10 hours, 20 hours, 30 hours, 40 hours. It's just really not working at the 10 or 20 hours. Like, I don't even want to offer that to you guys anymore because your expectations are here. You know, you're looking and seeing what I'm producing, but I have her on salary. She's not even 40 hours a week. She's on salary. So whatever that is, $6 times 40 hours, whatever that may be. Let's call it $250. She's working like a crazy person. They're working and they, you know, they love it. They want to make sure that you're happy, right? So she's on salary. Love that. So, but anyway, even if you guys want to do 25 hours, I like to say a minimum of 5 hours a day. Think about how you would work. Who's had a real job like ever in their life, like a 9 to 5, like you had to be in an office, right? You remember that? I had a couple, right? You get in, it takes you a minute to get going, and coffee, and you're talking, and all this stuff. It is, you know, they work from home. And then you start getting into a groove, right? And you need that space before lunch. And you've got a lot done in that 5 hour space before you go to lunch, okay? Imagine if you had to do something 2 hour blocks a day. You'd be like, all right, but that's all she's paying me, right? So I'm like, a minimum of 5 hours a day is kind of what we're at right now. I set a schedule. She works from 4 a.m. till 1 p.m. every single day. So I'm up at 3:45, but I'm in the bathroom, I'm getting my coffee, I'm petting the dogs, you know, all the things. She's already doing the basics. She's already letting me be seen on social media. So she works for an hour before I even look at my phone, right? So she's like texting, commenting, all the things. My favorite thing, you'll see it on the next list. I was laughing because I was like, I need to schedule what Elaine did for me year one, right? Can you put it up there before she was training virtual assistants and all the things? Okay. So I am laughing. I know you won't be able to see this on camera unless you zoom in, but here was exactly what she did for the day. Okay. And I was laughing because we had in there not only birthday videos, Facebook tells you whose birthday it is, don't they? Right? So the first of every year I take a video. Hey, I heard it was your birthday. Just wanted to wish you happy birthday. I was thinking about you. I hope your friends and family totally pamper you. Hugs and kisses from me. Right? One video for the whole year, and she sends it out to everybody, and then she'll personalize it. Hey, Teresa, happy birthday. And she looked at their Facebook. Oh my God, your kids are getting so big. Congratulations on that Hawaii trip. Oh my gosh, your puppy's adorable. Whatever. I don't do that. But I'm making these personal connections. But in here, it says, Christmas video. It takes a long time to go through my friends. And I don't have 5,000 friends on Facebook. I might have 2,200. I could look for you. It's not huge, maybe 2,800. So she goes A to Z. And like, I will make a Christmas video like next week, September 1st. Like I'll get all dolled up in Christmas colors, right? And I'll get it ready. I'm sorry, it's a happy holidays video. Let's be clear, okay? But you know, they don't know that. Hey, you guys, just wanted to wish you a happy holiday season. I hope you and your family are well. Just from me to you, have a great holiday season. Please call me if you need anything, whatever I need to say. You know, I'm giving away $100. It doesn't even matter. Even if it's just like happy holidays. That's it, period, the end, okay? So it takes her, I let her start the day after Thanksgiving. And so it takes her that like hot 4 weeks to get A to Z. So she'll send it to every single friend, A to Z. And then she starts looking. She was like, she'll send me a screenshot. Hey, ma'am. This is a realtor in Las Vegas. Do you want me to delete her? Do you want me to unfriend her? And I'll be like, yeah, send her a message and tell her why. And tell her you're going to add her on Instagram. Okay? Because they're not going to hand me a check or a referral. I'm friends with everybody outside of my MLS. I'm friends with realtors all over the United States, you know, Mexico, Canada, because I want them to see me. You know, do I spend all my time liking and loving? No. I want, you know, the other people. Okay? But this is a great way for him or her to go through. Sometimes people pass away, but they're your friends and you didn't know, you know, and so she'll alert me and be like, what would you like me to do with this sort of a thing? Okay. So she actually runs mine and my husband's social media. So think about this. You can actually partner with a friend, partner with a lender, partner with somebody, you know, somebody, okay. Somebody in your team. Okay. If you have a team, you can share this with your team. It's kind of a good thing. So she runs mine and my husband's. My husband sucks at social media. He is a consumer. He does not create anything. So these are the tips that we'll go through in the social collective when you're doing something. So like, let's say you and me went out to coffee, right? And we took a cute picture together, right? We're going to post it the next day and be like, ladies who lunch in pink or whatever we're saying, right? Am I going to tag you and be like, me and tag Teresa, we're at Shinlim's Coffee? No. Okay. I'm never tagging another person ever because your algorithm is going to drag my algorithm down. You know, you go to conferences or like a great lunch, you take a picture with 80 people, they tag everybody and you get like 4 likes or 80 because there's 80 of you in that picture. Nobody else is seeing it because everybody is spammed. You've just sunk your own ship. Even if I have a great picture with me and my 2 kids, which they all have Facebooks, I will never tag them ever because they're not a creator. So they're going to drag me down. So I will say me and Teresa, not highlighted, went to this cool coffee shop, asked me where. I will never tag in that location because once you click on that location, it takes you off Facebook and Facebook is mad. You just got spammed. Okay. But I can say I am at the happiest place on earth. You know, I'm at Disneyland, right? But I want them to ask where I'm at if it's not obvious. Okay. So here's literally what she does for 8 hours a day, right? Now, you never ask your virtual assistants what their holidays are. Okay? They have 814 of them. They would have every day off. Okay. So they work off an American calendar. So, you know, she gets the normal days off. I make sure that she gets her birthday off. You know, even in the first year, I gave her like Christmas off if it fell on a Tuesday. If not, I'm kind of mean. Like, I'm like, no, we work every day. Like, I don't get days off. Right. So after a whole year, I was like, okay, you've earned 7 days. You've earned a week off. You can have them all together or you can split them up however you want. And so I kind of stick with that. I'm just like, I don't give it away. Right. So that first particular year, she wanted, you know, time off with her family. Her parents were moving out of the country. So I was like, yeah, take that time, right? I'm good to go. I can do it myself, no problem. So this is basically how she does everything, because at the beginning, year one, I literally just wanted her to do Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We weren't even to YouTube yet. So this is what it looked like on just a normal day. I don't even know what that is. That's probably a cool click link. But yeah, I like to say, what time do you want to communicate with them? Oh, and that's number 2 thing you never ask a virtual assistant. What time is it over there? Do they all work graveyard? Okay, it's in the middle of the night. It is what it is. They all work graveyard. That's their life. Okay, so I don't care what time she works. She works from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. here. Okay, and she knows that she's a day ahead, so she knows what I'm saying. Tuesday at 9 a.m. It's PST. So yeah, I have her work from specific hours. And how do we communicate? Okay, so you guys all know what WhatsApp is, right? So it's the international texting format that is free on everybody's side, and it's encrypted, which is great because we're talking about clients and possibly financials and brochures and stuff, right? Everything to make. And email, if it's anything bigger. Some people love email. And the first year, I never Zoomed with her, not once. Not once. It was weird. The first company told me, yeah, pop her on Zoom so she's in the office and she can watch what you guys are doing. Hell no. I'm never in the office. I don't need her staring at me like, I'm good. Like, I trust you, right? I don't need to see, you're probably wearing pajamas, which is fine. You work from home. Good for you, right? So anyway, I know that for 8 hours a day, we can communicate. WhatsApp all day long, email all day long, and she knows when to stop. But do I stop texting and emailing? No. I literally brain vomit all the time. I'll wake up at 2 a.m. and I'll have a thought. I'll be like, hey, just so you know, and she knows, oh, it's Saturday. I'll attend to that on Monday. I'm never like, get up and do this. No. At first, she would get up and do that. And I was like, no. You only work during your hours, Just put that on tomorrow. Put that on Monday, because my brain works where I'm like, hey, I'm going to develop this. Oh, by the way, I just went into contract. Can you do me like a just sold or this or that? You've got this and all the things. So that's great. Okay. So before you're going to hire, when you're ready, okay, write it down. This sucks so bad, but know your passwords. Have your platform and your password ready to go. Just do the work now, because if you forget it, you forget how to get into your Burger King app. I forgot my password. You have to find it on your emails and you have to redo it. Have that done. Just have it done. So you're just ready to go. Okay. Now there's 2 things I'm here to tell you. We have their social security numbers. We have where they live. We have their driver's licenses. Okay. I have full trust and faith in humanity. I don't know why. I just do, right? If you say you're poor and you need these shoes, I'll give them to you. I'll cry because they're expensive, but I will. So I literally just gave her all of my passwords. I don't even care. Nothing's ever happened. Nothing, okay? Because if you do not have the trust and you want to use a third party like LastPass, and I've got somebody in here that can tell you the pain of using that, right, Josh? Okay, LastPass is where you can put all your passwords. You pay for this app. So if you live somewhere else and you're going to get into my Instagram and run it, I can click on this password and text it to you. It doesn't show you the password, but it lets you in. Cool, right? But if you log out of my Instagram and you need it tomorrow, I have to do the same thing. Or you're like, authorize, okay? Now with social media, we'll make you do it about 5 times on each platform. But I had to tell her, never log out on my Instagram, because you can have a couple Instagrams open. She only works for me, so that's easy. She's got her personal one, she has mine and Craig's, okay? But every time they log out. So you can do LastPass, but it can be so annoying and frustrating for somebody who never sits still, right? Okay, so we all had to get on with our VAs and him and me, and I'll sit there and be like, okay, send the password, authorize the password. Okay, now we're finally in, and we got it done. So if there's ever an issue, we'll get it done. Okay, but on some CRMs like Follow Up Boss, it has to be every single time for security, and it can get annoying. Your call, give them the password, or somebody just bought her an access for Follow Up Boss. So know that not everything is always perfect and free, okay? Do you know what I'm saying? You'll find your own walls that we can attend to, okay? And then, yep, that's how 5 hours a day, all the things. And this is what we do on our side. So Elaine technically doesn't work just for me anymore. She runs the whole VA community, and so I have somebody else doing the day-to-day, okay? Which is great. So I actually have 3 VAs, but that's okay. You don't need 3 VAs, but I do, okay? So they have weekly Zoom meetings. So if something comes up, they're in a forum, they're in their own group chats. Hey, somebody wants me to learn about Opus. What's Opus? Great. Next week's training is going to be on Opus. That's where you take a full video, stick it in, chops it up, does all the cool things, smears it everywhere. So if they're like, hey, my boss wants me to do this and I just can't figure it out, she will stop what she's doing, take the time to train them and get that done. So, and if you're ever having a problem, you can come to me too, because sometimes you're their boss and like it's scary, but I'm like, go to Elaine. She's ready. She's there for you. You guys come to me too, right? Josh is like, I hate LastPass. I can't get it to work. Don't get to the point where you're angry. Just let me know. I'll come to your office. We'll solve it. It's no problem. We got you, right? A little bit. Little redhead frustration that we don't hear, but it did come out, right? Okay. So she does. So yeah, they do something, big training every Thursday, and they're like in a think tank. And so they all get to raise their hands and come up with solutions like, hey, this is trending with my boss. We just went viral here. You guys use this trending sound. It's all across the board, right? Or this was a really great email marketing weekly newsletter format that I found. It's not all social media too. And then she does one-on-one coaching, like if they're struggling with this or they want to get better at this, then she'll have the one-on-ones with them too. So it's constant, okay? Now, a lot of my people, like we all know and love Lonnie, right? She will never get into the coaching program. It's literally everything I say is in a million videos, like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. She's like, I'm not doing it. And I was like, that's fine. Your virtual assistant gets right in there and does the job for you. So you have access, you do, but people like us, we got to go. We're making the real money, right? Your virtual assistant can get in there. So anytime there's a brand new video, they're learning it right along with us, okay? So, and here is exactly here's some basics that we train them on, okay? So this is the knowledge that they get every single week that we're plugging into the social collective that they're getting trained on. Oh, by the way, I'm on so many platforms I've never even looked at. I'm on LinkedIn. Do I look at it? No. I post every day. I'm on X, Twitter. I think I'm on Pinterest. Like every time she gets bored, she's like, I'm going to put you on a new platform. Are you good with that? Use the same passwords? Sure. Go for it. All right. I tweet all the time, apparently. That's awesome. Same link in the bio. And it all filters into me. Because like I said, if somebody is like, cool story, it's kind of a unicorn story. I had 2 brokers in San Francisco. They're a little bit older. They make $1 billion a year, like high-end brokers in San Francisco. So hey, so-and-so broker from San Francisco. My best friend, he's kind of bougie lawyer, lives in Montana. Can you sell his investment property here in Vegas? And I go, of course I can. How did you find me? My wife loves your Instagram. She's just constantly watching your Instagram. You got to come up here to San Francisco. We'll take you to dinner. I'm all ScoMa's. Sounds good. All right. Okay. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. So anyway, but that's the kind of exposure that you get. Okay. So yeah, all the things I don't want to do. I hate Canva. I am not creative. I'm very left-brained. I do numbers. I see numbers. I cannot tell you what color to paint this wall. I can't do it. Never have been. That's the scariest thing for me. You're buying a house. They're like, where would you put the couch? I'm all, I don't know. I have no idea. I bought the house I grew up in. My parents left the furniture, and that's my story. I don't know. It's not my superpower. So, but if you love doing your graphics and you love doing this, or your title companies can make you all your brochures, right? But they're kind of standard, whatever. I mean, I have a brokerage that makes all this crap for me, and I'll test them. I'll be like, yeah, make me an open house, and I'll send it to Elaine. She's like, oh hell no, and she'll send me 7 within 18 minutes. She's all, pick one of these, and I'm all, I like that one better. It's really funny, but do what you love to do, have them do what you don't like to do, okay? And then we do a lot of personal development too, because I like to tell people, when I went through the life coaching and all the things, you do have to be good in your relationship. Thank God I've been married to a nice man for 28 years. Like you have to wake up, happy and grateful. And you guys read The Secret, right? That's my vibe. It's my jam. I write all my manifestations on my mirror every morning. I repeat it, That's why I'm happy and positive and complimentary, right? You get more bees with honey. I know you guys know this, right? But so we make sure that they're mentally good, mentally healthy. Do you need any help with anything? Even Elaine came to me. Her parents moved out of the country and left her with some sick grandparents. I did not know this, right? But she was like, I need a mental health day. And I was like, yo, get on Zoom with me. We don't Zoom. I was like, are you all right? I didn't know. She was like, yeah, I knew her parents left. I didn't know they left her with sick grandparents. And I was like, holy crap. I was like, what can I do for you? You take a couple days off. And she came back totally refreshed. Like, we make sure they're good because she didn't have anybody to go to but me, right? Which is scary coming to your boss. Ooh, somebody can see my, oh, okay. So this is how we find VAs. I just had her make all of this stuff up. I kind of explained it to you. We put it out on their boards. We're looking for A, B, and C. We get you guys, how many did you guys interview? 3 or 4? Him and his mom did it together, interviewed 3 or 4. Okay. This is what it looks like.
3.
Okay.
It was great.
Yep. So this is me. This is Elaine. This is my client. And this was her VA that we were interviewing. And so they come in one at a time. I'll help you with questions. Remember, you don't ask what time it is. You don't ask what their holidays are, right?
Erin, will you send those that station or no?
Do you?
I feel dumb taking pictures.
Okay.
But
I think I can figure it out, but if you want to, you can take pictures.
My mom, just testifying, guys, my mom's a 64-year-old realtor. She's been in this for 28 years. She really hates social media, and she's like always frustrated. And her like I sent her to Erin, and Erin could help her, and like Erin's like, she's on lockdown private and this, so we unlocked her, we got her set up. She now like literally I took her to lunch yesterday, and she's like, hold on, honey, 1 second. She's like this.
Hang on a minute.
She's like, well, I need a picture with my voice so I can post it. And, and then she's like, I think I'm going to get a headshot. What do you think? And I'm like, yeah, it's going to be great for you and for your image. And we talked about, like, what her, like, image was, right? Because you have to have your brand. Like, who are you? What do you stand for? What's your mantra? And so we got a little idea of that behind on the thought process. But honestly, like, she's getting, like, multiple likes on her Facebook page. She's vibing. And she's really like starting to kind of come out like, hey, I could actually do more. So it's been a great experience, and I really highly recommend you tap into it, trust the process of it, and just know that like the best part I can like the way I describe Erin is like she has the blueprint. So all you have to do is just put your name on top of it and do the blueprint. If you build that blueprint the way the exercise of the blueprint is, the house comes out great. If you try to do it on your own, I don't know what you're gonna get. So that's what Erin does for everybody, and just if you get it all in one deal, and if you don't, there's no getting stuck because she's just gonna take you to the next spot or hers.
And I'm here. I live in town. Like, you guys are lucky. Like, I've got clients all over the place. Like, every once in a while, I'll fly out to Florida or Northern California or Utah. But you guys have me. You guys are special. And here's the thing. Like, I'm not perfect. I'm not going to be that freaking 25-year-old Insta model, right? I don't think I would allow my husband to buy a house for her anyway, right? I want to be like the girl next door. I just want to be like your normal friend, right? So, but yeah, when I sat down with his mom, I can tell you like 15 things right now on each one of yours that's wrong, and like it'll help you if I never see you again, right? So like how you connect, right? So your hobbies, you have to have something that you're connecting. You're not just like a freaking salesperson. Nobody wants to work with you, right? So this is new. But I used to have Doberman mom. Right? I have Dobermans. That connects with people, right? I'm a football mom. I was a dance mom, right? I've got a couple of mine that says breast cancer survivor, living with type 2 diabetes. Like, you have to give them something like they're connecting, like, oh, real person, right? So yeah, that's what the link in the bio. And just to show you guys, look, this is live, only 5,200 followers. Only 5,200 followers. That is not a lot. But I like the organic reach. And how many accounts did I reach in the last 30 days? This is low for me. Instagram had a dip. It was like a wave. We all ride the wave. Normally it's like 130,000 accounts. And let's see. So I like to show you the receipts. When you see somebody's and you're like, I want to see if she really has 55,000 followers, right? So you're going to scroll up and you're going to click on this one. You want to see the views on their reels. Okay, this is where I like to show you guys my receipts. All right. So here's the ones. I can always pin 3 of them because these are really good trending sounds that I encourage people to use, right? Here's just this morning. That's yesterday's. That's the day before's. Now listen, you can go as hard as you want on Instagram. I did it 3 times a day to get myself up and in there. Now I can post once a day, and it's incredible views, right? All the people looking at it, commenting, all the things. But if you actually look, it's the dumbest things ever. This is a B-roll. That is the video. So literally I travel with these 2 little sticks right here, and a B-roll is like 5 seconds of nothingness. You can steal any of my things. It's what you are putting over it and how you're communicating. Normally mine is like kind of dumb little funny things. It's kind of my vibe. And then my intelligence is in the captions with the call to action to click on the link in the bio or comment on something, but it always goes to the link in the bio. Okay? So that's just a little snippet on that. So yeah. And then I will put this up here. Let's go through the last little bit. I lose it. That's fine. It happens. There you go. It's a brand new class. Did you guys like the class?
Yes.
Okay. So here's the thing. Let's go to the end. So instead of $1,000 a month, this is what it actually costs to get everything we've talked about. Okay. So we train your virtual assistants. We find your virtual assistants. I train you guys. You get into the client training portal. They get into the client training portal. You guys are in the private Facebook group. Okay. We're going to do challenges. You guys get me one-on-one all the time. And so that is per month and everything is included. Okay. And you guys pay your VAs directly. So it's great for tax write-offs. Did you end up using Payoneer?
Yeah, Payoneer is great.
Okay. Payoneer is great because you don't want to, yeah, mine's just automatic. I send her a payment every Friday. It's just automatic. And you get a tax sheet at the end of the year to write them off. So yeah, it's incredible. And you got to think, like, everybody's like, I can't afford it. I can't afford it. I can't afford it. Think about what you do all day, every day. I had one kid in college, one kid in, football. Could I afford it? I barely started, but I made the sacrifices because I know if you spend money, you make money, and time is money. So time was the most important thing for me. So I did the hard time. I did it all by myself. So it's pretty cool now.
Well, I really believe that every realtor needs two VAs. I think you need a finder, minder, grinder, and if you're going to be the finder, you need your minder and your grinder.
And who did that come from? Is that Ryan Serhant?
And I caught that like 15 years ago.
There's a couple acronyms like that, which is really cool.
But so I feel like it's really a thought process. Like, you can't afford not to, guys. Like, imagine.
Here, nobody can hear you. If you want to come up here, I'm just going to stop the video. You can use my microphone. Which, by the way, you guys, for anybody listening to this and you guys, if you go to the link in my bio and click on the Amazon shop, then all of this is in there that you can easily purchase. So like, all your little tools that are inexpensive.
You can't afford not to. Just imagine that if you were to get two of them and you had somebody, one of them that did X amount for social media, the other one that did all of your other like follow-ups and all of your reach outs and your ISA matters. But that's like multiplicity, guys. That's like having three of you. Because you get to put the finder, minder, grinder down, the list. This is all the tasks I want to do. These are all the tasks I got to do in between this thing. This is all the tasks I got to do over here for social. Okay, so I'm going to have put all this in one person, all this in another person, manage them from top down. And now I'm just going to do all my finder activities. That's my money paying activities that are going to get me the most return and the most action. So you can't afford not to have two.
I'm going to ask you a question. How many do you have?
I have one, but I have a real person here. So I'm going to get a second one soon. I'm working on that. But
it took me a couple years to have two, but yeah, I work with one and start getting your time back. And once you start making more money, it's easier.
I'm not a realtor though.
You aren't. So quiet over there, but it's okay. This is for every single business person though. He's my little brother. He's younger than me, so I'm his older sister, the redheads. But yeah. So anyway, do you guys have any direct questions? Like, what's my next step? What does this look like? So basically, if you guys want to, you guys can just click on that. Okay, you can send an email. We can text. I can get your email. I'll send you the whole packet for you to be able to look at. Okay, I'm going to get all your emails. I'm going to send you this whole doc. Okay, so you can see everything. You can go through it. All right. But this video will be in the Social Collective in a couple hours. And so all my live mastery classes are in there. So every time I do a class, because each one, even though I do the same classes every single week, they get different because the trends are different. Okay. Is that one? Okay, good. So we'll just get all of your emails written down, and then I will send you a full email and you fill out a paying sheet and you go from there. So in the meantime, you have to think about what you want them to attend to. Okay, and put it in order. But yeah, you guys have my information because my cell phone is on every single platform. Is yours? Okay. It's so funny because I'll go back to even Facebook, right? Let me just go back to regular Facebook. And I want you guys to look at your main page like this. Is your cell phone right there? Can I see it just like that? That is 101. Okay, because how are they getting a hold of you,
I
right?
don't have my
You better not be private. We can't be friends anymore. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and stop this video. Thank you for watching.